From Soundspace, and today we are going to talk about notes on the fretboard. But before we do, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell if you don't want to miss any of our updates. We're still going to be doing every other week for the time being. We're working towards weekly content and have a lot of really cool, fun, exciting things in mind for the YouTube channel. So don't forget to ring that bell if you don't want to miss anything. Alright, so here we go. Notes on the fretboard. Why is this important? I feel like it's kind of obvious. I don't want to really talk about that too much. The more you know about which notes are where on the fretboard, just the easier the time you're going to have when you're looking for these specific notes or things. Root notes for chords, or notes when you're playing lead. If you're trying to figure out, hey, what are the best notes for me to play over this chord or that chord? If you know the theory of what those notes are, but for some reason didn't know the notes on the fretboard, wouldn't do you much good. So this is, somewhat obvious fundamental stuff for all the beginners out there, or for the people who just kind of haven't quite gotten there on learning the notes on the fretboard. There's no trick or secret here. We're just going to kind of talk about the most efficient way to do this, the simplest way to do this. So number one, yes, this is a memorization thing. It's going to take a little bit of time. I always recommend that everybody, kind of approaches this one string at a time, and kind of just, move up and down that string, get that together, and then move on to the next one. So the obvious thing to do is work off of the names of your open strings: E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and back to E. Okay. So that's the first thing. Is what you really want to do is focus on from 0 to 12 on your guitar neck, okay? So from 0 to 12. From here, the neck actually repeats, okay? So first thing is, you don't have to think about learning all of this. You just have to think about learning this, okay? The first 12 frets. It will repeat up from there. And then there's a very simple thing you have to keep in mind. There are half steps from B to C and E to F. What is a half step? The technical definition, it is one semitone, but let's put it in guitar terms. So if I was at the 5th fret and I wanted to go up one half step, that would be 1 fret. And we're back to 5. If I wanted to go down 1 half step, 1 fret. The other term here is whole step. So again, I'm back on fret 5. If I was going up a whole step, that would be frets 5 to 7, down a whole step from fret 5 to 3. So half step is 1 fret, whole step is 2 frets. And so again, that is half steps from B to C and E to F. So when I get to a B, it's only 1 fret to the C. If I get to an E, it's only 1 fret over to F. All the other notes, the distance between them will be 2 frets, a whole step. A great way to remember that is Ernie Ball strings, E's and B's. E to F, B to C have half steps. So just remember Ernie Ball, half steps. All right, so you also, to kind of visualize this, like on string 6, to get that E to F, you can think about the E being behind the nut. So E, half step to F, whole step G, A, B. Here's another one of those half steps, C, D, E, F, G, and all the way up the neck. Okay, you could take like a week for each string. So you know what? I was about to say, that's gonna be, then it's just 6 weeks. In 6 weeks that you're gonna know all your notes, but even then, it's not 6 weeks, it's 5. Why? Because these 2 strings are the same. So in 5 weeks, if you can get all the notes down for 1 string every week, in 5 weeks, you know the entire fretboard. So just to go through them, then we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This one is B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and back to 6, which is the same, 1, back to string 1, which is the same as string 6. Let's see, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. So anything you know here, you also know here. They're both at the same. The thing that I like to do for this is kind of like give yourself a goal, give yourself a target. So if you're someone who is to the point where you're kind of playing chords and improvising, playing over jam tracks, stuff like that, take the chords that you're playing over, and again, if you know your theory and stuff, write out the money notes over each of those chords, and then kind of sit down with your guitar and find as many of those money notes as you can up and down the deck before you start jamming. Or if you're exploring the notes in a chord just from a chord theory perspective, as you form a chord shape, go through and try to name each one of the notes inside that chord shape from looking at the neck. The big point here is purpose. If there is a purpose behind this bigger than, well, I just need to memorize this, in my experience, it helps it stick. I remember, like, you know, as a younger player coming up before going to music school and stuff, one of my best pals knew the fretboard better than me and was really trying to help me, and he just had it memorized, and he was like, yeah, man, you know, tell me all the things I'm telling you guys right now about this, like, single string at a time, things like that. Thanks, Mark. But that just didn't stick. It made sense to me, I could do it, I understood the logic, but it wasn't until I had a reason, taking tests, pressure, goals, to know that stuff, and not wanting to look, you know, dumb in front of the other musicians at school, that it really started to stick to where I had confidence in knowing, like, yeah, I know all my notes on the fretboard, I've sweated all this out, I know where they all are now. And the last thing I want to say on it is, like, you know, I'm sitting here all confident, like, oh, I know where they all are, but it doesn't mean that we don't have, like, little gray areas and moments of kind of like, ooh, wait, hold on, you know, brain fart. So it's totally normal if you, especially when you're starting to learn this, if you look at the fretboard and you're like, hold on, and you need a minute, you know, work off of the nearest note that you do know. The easy thing to let yourself do is go all the way back to open string and count up from there. If I'm trying to figure out this note right here, and I'm like, I don't quite know. I know this is an A, so then I'm just trying to remember, okay, from A to B, that should be a whole step. A, B, there you go. So work off of what you know of the fretboard already to help you quickly deduce one of the notes that you might be on that you don't quite know. All right, that's it for this week. Have a lot of cool stuff planned, and I'm really excited to share it all with you guys. But I'm not quite ready to talk about it yet. But thank you to everybody who's already subscribed and is jumping on this train early. And look out, YouTube. We have got more content coming at you soon. Take care, you guys.